That's what I think. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. However, could be wrong. 1, 2, 2, check, check, check. 1, 2, check, check. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear me anyway. We're gonna see. We shall see. We shall see. If you're over there on YouTube, give me the thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. Give me a thumbs up on YouTube if you can hear me. Let's see if you can hear me. If you can hear me. Can you hear me now? 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 What's up, Marcus? What's going on, bro? How you been doing, man? East Saint in the building. 38, Trey 8. Designer, fashion designer, whatever. You know, he had a lot of titles. He got a lot of titles. That's my guy. Been knowing this dude a long time. What's up, bro? How you been doing, man? How you been doing, Cat? I ain't talked to you in a minute. I ain't ran across you in a minute. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully the baby is doing well, getting older. It makes you older. But yeah, I mean tonight I just wanted to come in and talk a little garbage. They don't call it garbage, but I just want to talk about entrepreneurship or different ways to let me see. What's my title? Is entrepreneurship the new way of staying ahead? Sometimes I always ask that question. Is entrepreneurship one of the ways to stay ahead? You gotta think. So when we were, hopefully y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, say yes in the chat. If y'all can hear me, say yes in the chat, please. If you can hear me, say yes in the chat. Hopefully. Lace in the building. The lovely Lace in the building. The lovely Lace is in the building. All right, let me see. I gotta get to where I need to be. So one of the questions is entrepreneurship. Is entrepreneurship stay ahead in this great time in which we live in? Is entrepreneurship one of the ways to stay ahead? Think about that. Most of us, most of us have these careers in which we have. Um, well, a lot of us have these careers that we have, and sometimes I be want to know is the entrepreneurship, is it the way to stay ahead? Oh, nobody can hear me. What am I doing? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Uh-oh. Don't know what I'm doing different. What I am doing different. What am I doing different? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. That might be too loud. Might be too loud. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. There we go. I think that's it. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Now can you hear me? Now can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? All right, bet. So my question today was, uh, hello, can you hear me? Yeah. It look, I got graphs and stuff on my computer, just trying to make sure that I don't know what I was doing wrong, but however, um, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. So, however, I'm asking. The question is entrepreneurship. Is entrepreneurship um one of the ways to stay ahead nowadays? You got to think that um, years ago, the old heads, old folks at that time, yeah, we old folks now, but the old folks at that time would tell us, boy, you gonna get you a job, you just keep on working, and life gonna work itself out. That's what they used to tell us. That's what they used to tell us. Now, it's we have our own way of handling how we get our income now. Everybody got some side hustle, some extra hustle going on. Everybody got some extra hustle going on. Hopefully y'all got extra hustles going on. Hopefully y'all have extra hustles going on for some reason. All right, there we go. There you go. Hopefully, there are some extra hustles going on, cause there are a lot of ways that we can generate dollars in this society. There are a lot of ways that we can generate dollars in this society. There are a lot of ways to generate dollars in this society. Hopefully you got one of those ways to generate the dollars. Because I know years ago, brother Neil Marcus used to do shirts. I was doing shirts too, but he was doing shirts, and he was getting his hustle. So he was creating another strand of income. So hopefully that's what you doing. Hopefully that's what the people in the chat, what y'all doing, generating some more income. Cause you gotta see. Somebody told me one time. He said, man, you can't beat the system, but you can manipulate within it. That means that you can finagle yourself around in it and make you extra money besides what your career is. Hopefully y'all agree with that. Do you agree that you can make extra money along with your career? So I don't know if somebody can answer that, but hopefully you can make extra money along with your career. I need to turn this damn fan on, this air on. Hold up, y'all. All right. So hopefully everybody is creating another form of income besides their career. I think you should. I know I'm trying to. You know. I know I'm trying to. So think about that. Think about that for a second. If you're trying to create some more extra income or residual income, put a yes in the chat, please. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I put the link in the chat for some of the people who might want to come in. It's all right with me. I appreciate it. Sometimes I need somebody to talk to other than talking to myself. That's just my idea. Hopefully we can have some conversations going on. And create some sort of dialogue that can go along with this conversation in which we having. And even if entrepreneurship is not what you want to talk about, we can talk about whatever. It don't matter. We can talk about Dr. Pepper. I don't give a shit. You know. However, we got a lot of things going on in society right now. We got, well, some of the obvious things that we got going on. A lot of times I don't really want to talk about politics for the simple fact of what difference does it make? What difference does it make? We out here having these arguments about situations that we have no total control over or no real control over, and then people are sitting and arguing about it. People are really falling out about this particular race, this particular presidential situation that's getting ready to come up, and I have no idea why. The reason I don't have an idea why people are arguing on it, because most of us, people of color, well, no matter what color, this dark hue, most of us vote Democratic anyway. There's only so many of us that vote anyway. We only have 34, they said we have 34 million eligible voters. 34 million eligible voters. How many of those eligible voters, that's eligible voters. Okay? So, how many of those eligible voters, and they didn't even say 34 million registered voters. We might only have 20 million registered voters. We might only have 20 million registered voters. How many of those voters go out and vote? The issue that I have is we have this many eligible voters, and last election we had 155 million people voted. We had 155 million people voted. How many of those people voted for the other party? How many of those people probably voted for the other party? That's one thing I don't get, is that we are only a percentage of the votes. And a lot of times they use us to give one party an advantage. That's why when you see them come out and everybody want to be cool and hip when it comes election time, when it's not election time, you don't hear from them. They're not addressing the issues that's going on in our community. Nobody is. I don't care if you talking about I'm sorry. We have these candidates that come out, and all of a sudden they playing certain type of music. They dance in a certain kind of way. And that's to sway you, to make it seem like somebody on our side, whatever side that is. So that's why they do that. From my experience and just by me observing, that's why they do that. That's why I think they do it. They do that to try to sway people one way or the other to vote for them. Is that good or bad? It's good in a sense, and it's bad in a way too. It's bad in a way because we getting used. To me, we getting used on both ends, from both parties. I ain't gonna say ends, no diddy. We getting used on both ends. We getting used on both sides of the spectrum. how we get past that? How do we get our community to know better than what's going on? We got to be able to get our community past that, to know what's going on. We know better. We've seen it happen over the last 60 something years. We've seen it happen. At one point in time, that nobody needed our vote. So the races start getting tight, and then they start King and some of the other brothers began to march and have rallies and stuff, and then we had to do things to get the right to vote. So they wind up getting the right to vote. What's up, Cliff? What's up, bro? What's happening, man? So they fight for the right to vote, and we're only 12% of the population. Like I said before, we have 34 million eligible voters. That don't mean that's how many people are registered to vote. That's how many we have eligible. That means that we have that many. We have at least 34 million people that are over the age of 18 years old in the United States. That's consider themselves as African Americans or black folks or whatever you want to call us. So, if we have 34 million eligible voters, say we may have 20 million registered voters. If we got 20 million registered voters out of 155 million people that vote, and out of the 20 million registered voters, what if only 15 million of them vote Democratic? So I say that to say, how much of a factor are we as a community? How much are we a factor in the community? See, we try to make it. Oh, you gonna get half. We get half the votes. If it weren't for us, they wouldn't have got in. So it was 155 million. So you got to think, 78 million voted Republican. 81 million, something like that. 81 million voted Democratic. If only 20 million of us voted Democratic, or 15 million, we're only just to give the other party the edge. When you listen to us talk, it make it seem like we did most of the voting. It make it seem like we did most of the voting. So when I do my research, if the Democratic Party, if they are trying to allow the immigrants that are coming in, if they're trying to give them some sort of pass to vote, that is to give the Democratic Party the edge up. Not saying that you can vote whichever way you want to vote. But my point was, we having an argument about two parties when I asked the question, when was the last time you voted Republican? We having an argument over, you vote Democratic all the time anyway. Why are we having an argument on who we gonna vote for? It doesn't matter who's running. If either when we vote, we most of the time, 90% of the time, maybe. I'm gonna do the research on that because I don't want to just pop numbers out there like these other folks be popping numbers out there. If we vote Democratic 90% of the time we've been voting, why is there any discrepancy about who we gonna vote for? Why are we having this issue on who we gonna vote for when you vote 90% of the time Democratic? Can somebody give me a year when the last time they voted Republican? Somebody give me a year. I mean, I know some people might say, well, you know, I voted for Ronald Reagan. My question is, when the last time that you voted for a president that was a Republican? I'll wait. Look at the argument that we having. We having an argument. The argument is useless. The argument is useless because you're not gonna vote Republican no way. It don't matter who was running, and if it's somebody that you didn't like, Hillary Clinton was a Democrat. We didn't vote Republican. Guess what we did? We just didn't win and go and vote. We just didn't go and vote. That's how Trump beat her. We didn't go and vote. If you don't like the Democratic candidate, we don't even go and vote. Because you're not going to vote Republican anyway. That's just my point of view. As much as Trump talk crazy and all this old mess, we weren't voting Republican no way. That's what I'm saying. Wasn't voting Republican no way. So we are having this conversation in America about Democratic and Democrats and Republicans, and we not gonna even vote Republican no way. But that's all scare tactics. Most of that is scare tactics. If everybody giving scare tactics, everybody giving scare tactics. Yeah, he gonna say, this country gonna get tore down if we don't get it. If I don't win, that's a scare tactic. He won't be able to run again, for the simple fact of by the time the whatever president get out of there, he'll be 83, 84 years old. Too old. He'll be too old. He'll be too old. So, if Vice President Harris gets in, are we just saying that Trump didn't win? Or are we just saying, well, at least he didn't get in, but will we get out the deal? At some point, we have to come to this negotiation of what we get out the deal. We ain't getting nothing out the deal. We just putting somebody else in there. Ain't nobody making us no promise. We ain't got no hate crime bill in our name. We don't have no reparations. It's most definitely not on the table. So what we doing? If we have a net worth of 1.2, 1.3, 1.6, whatever trillion dollars, but they say that makes us the 17th. If we were a nation on our own, that make us the 17th wealthiest nation, or the 7th wealthiest nation, something like that. somewhere in there. No, we 17th in education. I'm sorry, 13th or 17th in education. That'll make us the 7th or 8th wealthiest nation if we, as African Americans, were our own nation and we had our own country. We'll be about the 7th or 8th wealthiest in the world. But uh what made them good representation? What made them good representation? We went to war with Daddy Bush. Daddy Bush was Desert Storm. I think Daddy Bush was Daddy Bush. Yeah, Daddy Bush was Desert Storm. Then we had the Iran Contra scandal with Reagan. What we talking about? What we talking about? At what point in time in your life that you can say under a Republican president or a Democratic president that you live better than what you ever lived before? There's no time, because every year price of stuff go up. Well, I ain't gonna say inflation, but the price of goods go up because other people are charging more for goods, so you got to charge more on the freight. You got to charge more on the sale. You got to charge more on all of that. So just think about that. At what point in time do you say, under what president, that you say we was living good? We was living good. Our educational system didn't change. They've been trying to get money, large sums of money, just like the Ivy League schools at the HBCUs. So when did the infrastructure in the urban community, when did it change? What changed? Give me a point in time when you say that we was living good. Can't afford the gas no more. Can't afford the gas no more. The gas is too high. Regular gas in Illinois is almost $4. Illinois gas always been high anyway, but regular gas in Illinois is almost $4. Premium gas in Illinois is $4.50, $4.60, $4.70, somewhere like that. So we must come to a conclusion that the days of the dollar a gallon gas is over. That's gone. Them days over with. If somebody can click that link in the chat. Come in with the chat with me. So then Billy Clinton. We go back to Billy Clinton because right now what the Republicans complain is, oh, they letting all the immigrants in. Yeah, they letting some in. So I did the research on that. Since what was it? Since 1993. What's up, Be Nice? What's up, Frat? What's going on, bro? Since 1993, we've been having the immigration. Well, I ain't gonna say the immigration, but the Hispanic community has been growing. They grew from some like 40 million, 30 some million in 93 to now to 65 million in 2024. So why is it we complaining about is just becoming an immigration issue? We don't have no immigration issue. It's been if that's the case, it's been an issue. People have been coming into this country over the last 40 years, maybe. In LA, well, in California alone, the Hispanic community, they are the majority. So what are we talking about? Now, what we can say is the way that the Democrats are spending the money, saying that they don't have money for this and that when it comes to the needs of what are some of the things that which we say that we want. They spend it on the migrants. So if we want something, I think the best thing for us to do is just hold back on the money that we spend. Because the powers that be, the only thing they don't understand the marching. They don't care nothing about nobody marching. They don't even care about you fighting and being violent. What they care about the money. If we stop spending the money in the retail places, if we stop spending the money at the big box places, that's food places too. Find us a mom and pop or some little minority owned chicken spot if you want chicken. Find some minority owned clothing spot if you want some clothes. Because the only way we gonna get what we need or what we want is to shut their money off. Oh, okay, y'all don't want to do that. I tell you what, don't give us reparations. We gonna cut the tax money out. We ain't paying no taxes. Okay, don't give us reparations. Guess what? We gonna close down. Exactly. They don't care nothing about us marching. Don't give us reparations. Guess what we gonna do? We gonna shut your money down. We gonna shut your money down. Right. They ain't stopped killing us yet. I watched the video the other day where the dude was paid to go out and let me see if I can find that video. Oh, I think it was it on, where was that video at? Might have been IG. It might have been IG. Let me see who I could have sent that to. It might have been IG. Let me see. No, it wasn't IG. It might have been. I thought it was IG. Well, anyway, so the guy was going out and doing some registering to vote things. Let me see. Yeah, I got it.
Where the tree at to hang people at? Where is that? Where is the hanging tree at? In your backyard. tree down there to hang people like me. That's racist. That is racist. Y'all gonna take his back and he being racist? Motherfucker. He's a crying motherfucker. You know what? That is fucking horrible of you. He's just as human as I'm doing a job and I did not disrespect you not once. Oh man, come on, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You man, you know what? Fuck you and I'm not leaving. Make me leave, motherfucker, because I can't take I don't make trash, I burn it. That's fifth grade. And y'all laughing at this? And y'all laughing at this? This is what y'all like? If this is what y'all like? We love it, man. We love it. You love it? Get your fatty flag on, man. Come on. You gotta suck me. What?
Oh shit. Hold up, I'm sorry.
You gotta suck me.
If this is the way that you're talking on camera to me, sir, and I never disrespected you until you disrespected me.
Oh, candid camera, actually. I'm gonna be on the 5 o'clock news. No, I'm gonna be on House.
I thought you said you had a job.
I got a job.
Well, go do it.
Man, you do it.
Oh, hey,
Just go do your
You
job.
do your job.
I'm doing
See,
it.
those kind of people
Say fuck you to everybody.
He said fuck me because I can say fuck you too. What the fuck you mean? He being fucking racist to me, man. Get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face. Who the fuck are you?
Jesus Christ.
That's the only license.
How you doing?
He seems to know.
Are you along with them?
Yes, he is.
Okay, but why is he being fucking racist to me, talking about there's a fucking hanging tree down there? Are you along with that? Are you down with that as well, like him?
Okay. So what happens in this situation? What happens in this situation? Here it is, 2024. 2024. And we having this conversation on if people are racist. Why we having that conversation? Why we still having that conversation? Why are we having that conversation about how people feel about us? That's what I want to know. Why are we having this conversation about how people feel about us? So, in the whole scheme of things, how can we get past? Because that particular video pissed me off because I understand dude wanted to get footage of what was going on, but to me it was, damn man, you still trying to sit here and argue with these folks and try to check these people. The scary part was, if you had got locked up in that town, bro, you probably would have been missing. Probably would have came up missing. Saying that he was very combative. We couldn't get him under control. You see the video, he's out of control. Just leave, man. At this point in time in history, why do you think that we gonna get the same respect that we've been asking for? It's not gonna happen. When has there been any time that the majority has given the minority the same amount of things in which they had? Most of the time, if you got a house full of girls and one boy, the boy lose all the time. Majority rule. They want to go to the water slide. You don't want to go to the water slide. You want to go shoot some basketball. We ain't going to shoot no basketball. We going to the water slide. Everybody want to go to the water slide. At what point in time did the majority ever give the minority the same fair shake as they have? Ain't never happened. We keep expecting something that is not even going to happen. So my only solution is cut their money off. Try to figure out a way that we can go, and there's enough. There are enough minority-owned businesses or black businesses that we can manage for 6 months, 3 months, 4 months without going to a big box. Yeah, we probably gonna have to go to some gas station. Yeah, we might have to go to a grocery store. But when it comes to garments and stuff we put on our back and on our feet, we can go spend that money somewhere else. The one thing the reason why it's not important to them is because even if they set the store up in your community, they taking the money and they leaving the community with it. They not donating to the local boys and girls club. They not donating to the little league football team. They not donating to the street over from us. We made $10 million. We gonna tell the city we gonna put up, since they don't have to put up all the money. We're gonna tell the city that we're gonna give them $500,000 on a $15 million project. And if you can get all the businesses that are not minority owned to say we're gonna give back to the community in which we have our stores or our facilities in, if we do that, you think that'll make a difference? Can we actually make a difference? Because at some point in time, we gonna be a non-factor. At some point in time, we gonna be a non-factor, and nobody gonna. We don't care what black folks talk about. Oh, Negro, or whatever they want to call us. Go back to Africa. I ain't never been there. Well, I ain't never lived there. I got roots, maybe there. But they go back 400 years. They go back 400 years. So I'm going to go back to what? I'm going to go back to where? I'm going to go back to who? Where I'm going back to? That's my question. Where do you want black folks to go back to? Tell me where. I'll wait. Tell me, where do you want black folks to go back to? And I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out because they don't know. I tell you what. I had a conversation with a lady that used to work with me. And she said, "What are y'all fighting for reparations for? Y'all live in this country. And it happened so long ago. The people who are living now, they had nothing to do with that." Okay, so now, if you know me, at this point I'm probably frustrated. Okay, I tell you what. I said, when did your grandparents get here? She said, my grandparents got here in the 20s or early 30s or somewhere like that. He was the first generation in America. Yes, he was the first generation in America. He volunteered to come here. He volunteered to come here. And if you volunteered to come here after the abolishment of slavery, what is your complaint? Because every other group that was harmed by the United States, whether it was here or abroad, they got some sort of compensation. They got some sort of compensation. All right. We can talk about something else. I really didn't want to talk about no politics and none of that stuff. But I get going and I just get going. So anyway, is entrepreneurship the new way of staying ahead? So is it are there things that you can do that is considered entrepreneurs doing some entrepreneurship stuff? Is there anything that you can do to generate you a residual income? Generate you more money? Tell me, is there something that you can do to generate more money besides your 9 to 5? Has to be something. There has to be something that you can do to generate you more income or residual income, passive income, to keep you ahead. We always talk about the rat race, but how do we keep ourselves ahead? Can somebody explain that? How do we keep ourselves ahead? There has to be a way. There has to be a way that we can keep ourselves ahead. Maybe somebody got some solutions. What's up, Shep? What's going on? What's up, Be Nice? What's up, Hiawatha? What's up, Roosevelt? Let me see who else was in here anyway. There's a few people that was in here. Lance was in here. So, just think about that for a second. I used up a lot of time trying to explain this Democratic and Republican from my vantage point. Might not mean nothing. Who am I? I'm just trying to give some of my information that I pull up. I'm just trying to give some of the information that I pull up. Maybe it's helpful, maybe it's not helpful to you. But one thing I can tell you is that 90% of the time, African Americans, we vote Democratic. I don't know why we even having a discussion about Republicans and Democrats. Because 90% of the time we vote Democratic. So it don't matter who running. And when we don't like the Democratic nominee, guess what we do? We don't vote. We didn't like Hillary, so we didn't vote for Hillary. We liked Obama because they said Obama was cool. They said Obama was cool. Oh, look at me, he got that swag. Look at his wife. She's so clean. At one point in time, we're going to have to make sure that one of the parties make it about us. Can we do that? Can we at least one time make sure that one of the parties make it about us? Can we get some legislation on behalf of us? Because my only solution now is cut their money off. Cut their money off. We in a bad shape because we've lost our direction. We're not in a bad shape when it comes to the amount of money that we generate. We're just in a bad shape because of our direction. We're not in a bad shape because of the money that we made. Now, we might spend our money in a frivolous and crazy way, but we're not in bad shape. But you tell the kids, you can get through this. It's all right. Just stand up. Just stand up. Tough it out. We got to tough it out. My man Jew said, he said, I hope I'm living when the time our race come together, like birds of a feather, and forever be tougher than leather. Natural black man don't need a tan, but I'm concerned while the others try so hard and get sunburned. If you love the place where you from, let it be known, my brother, 'cause the time has come. And I'm out. I hear a lot of people say that, I have a photographer that can capture the shot that I need. But when they see the images in which we have, it's almost like, why go anywhere else? When you want the right shot, come to the best. 5-Star Production. This is your man Danny Faree. I was thinking, how would you be if you were at 100%? What would your life be like if you were at 100%? So I'm trying to reach that goal of being my 100% potential. At 100% of my potential, you may not even recognize who I am. Because we are all supposed to be somebody great. We are all supposed to be somebody who does something fascinating. Think about that. Think. I got a brand new show for y'all.